How's it going, folks? Josh Mason here. Um, I'm in a very, very deep space right now. I've been delaying making videos for a while, just sort of putting my manifestations on hold for a bit. Not my dreams, not my visions, but just there was a good week period of time where I didn't want to manifest my life. Sometimes it's just not the right time to be out in public, right? So I my girlfriend and I decided to break up. We were together for almost 2 years, and we shared an incredible life together, an incredible journey together. It was the most magical experience I've ever had with a feminine, and it was life changing. Honestly, it was destiny changing. She helped me heal in so many different ways, and she opened me up to an experience of love that I don't remember. I don't remember that level of love in this lifetime. Pure love, pure heart. So I'm definitely going through some agony. I'm going through some agony. I'm experiencing moments of more freedom than I've ever felt and more peace than I've ever felt in my life. I'm experiencing the whole spectrum. There's really everything is available to me in this moment. There's the grief, there's the loss, there's the death. And then there's this world of possibility. Like, I could literally go anywhere in the world tomorrow. Nothing's in my way. I can do anything. I can be anything. And it's a world of possibility, and I thrive in that world of possibility. The most detail I'll give you as far as our relationship, of course, you could look at the video I did with Justin Pierce, but I would also say, I just didn't feel a world of possibility in Santa Cruz. I felt very stuck. I felt very in a corner, like I couldn't be self-expressed there. It wasn't my people, it wasn't my tribe. And I felt like I was stuck there for 8 years because that's how long I would have needed to be there. So without getting into too much of the logistics of why we broke up or whatever, again, because I did do it in a video already, and out of respect for her, I just don't want to go into all of that. I'll just say that breakups are one of the most challenging and one of the most beautiful experiences a human being can ever experience. I have experience with other breakups. I must admit they were much more wounded. I was much more wounded, and therefore the breakups didn't hold the same level of clarity, the same level of inner knowingness that I do have now available to me. They were much more wound-based. I was lock myself in a room for, I remember, 2 weeks during crying like a baby for my other 2 breakups. But the interesting thing is that this was my deepest relationship, and I loved this woman more than I've ever loved a woman ever before. But what's different is that I have an incredible support team. I have a practitioner who I'm seeing 3 times a week to really put everything into perspective on a samskaric level, on a level of me, on a level of the wound. Instead of making it about her and I'm making it about how does this relate to my wound, and how do I bring more of me into my life as a result of this. So, there's less of a tragedy when you find more of you after a breakup. The tragedy is still there. The loss and the death is still there, but it's less of a tragedy when there's context, when you're feeling more of you, right? And so my encouragement to everybody during a breakup is to really have a practitioner who can hold space for you, to really allow you to be aware of all of the dynamics at play. Generally speaking, in terms of relationships of any kind, the way we can win is by taking it back to us. How do we make it about us, right? How do we bring it back to our samskaras, our wounds? How do we make it about our family, our relationship with the feminine, our relationship with the masculine? and not make it about one individual who was your potential soulmate. And it's devastating when you look at it that way, right? And then there's a part of your energy body that is going to look at it that way and feel it that way. But then there's a part of your angel and your highest self that could look at it as exactly the soul mission, soul purpose, soul karmic intertwining, and soul connection, soul bump, in a sense of like bumping each other up to the next level and then parting ways, right? So I don't know what's to come, other than I'm 95% certain I'll be moving back to Berkeley. I really, really love it here. Again, I can go anywhere in the world right now, and I could go on a bit of travel, but to me, travel only makes sense for me if I'm like considering living somewhere. And all of the places that I really want to travel to right now are overseas, and I don't think I want to live overseas. So it's during this phase, to me, I want to find a home and then potentially travel, but I need to have a rooted home in order to really enjoy travel. I could also go on an exploration through many different countries and see which country I want to live in, or different parts of California, but I have such an amazing network here that it's like I don't know that I would want to leave. And plus San Francisco's here, and you know, my clientele, I'm moving in the direction of working with a lot of wealthy corporate tech people, and San Francisco is a hub for that, right? So I have a really good idea of what I'm doing next. I am going to create a school, okay? So here's my next plan. I'll just speak it to the world because I really believe in it. It's coming to me very clearly. I'm going to open up a school, so to speak, here in Berkeley, and it's going to be a shadow work school. Okay, so I'm going to open up something like the Landmark Forum, kind of like 3.5-day workshops where you take people through the corners of their psyche. I'm gonna create a new Landmark Forum. Of course, Landmark Forum has been in the business for decades, and I could nowhere say that I'm creating the next Landmark Forum, with authority yet. But I want to create a program, a school that operates the way the Landmark Forum does, in a way where I'm teaching a 3.5-day workshop to hundreds of people at once. That's my vision. That's my goal. My retreat in Hawaii showed me what I'm capable of and showed me what I need to be doing in my life and my mission. I'll still be running the Detox Dudes. I'll still be coaching people all around the world, but I am moving in the direction of emotional, psychological, spiritual well-being. Physical well-being too, of course, but my biggest medicine right now is in showing people where they are blocking themselves. So that's what I'm going to be bringing forth in the Berkeley area. And I want to start with potentially 3-4 hour events and move into 3.5-day events. That's my vision. That's what's landing for me. I'm totally in this full extent and full experience of this pain, and it's quite painful. I adore that woman. I cherish her. I love her. We parted ways with no bad blood. We parted ways in a beautiful, loving way. And I could even see a future with her. If I were to live in Berkeley and she were to live in Santa Cruz, I think it's a possibility that it could work. But at this juncture, it's just not even feasible to talk about that because of the pain of the loss and the death that's happening. We have to respect and honor the death, and there were several things that weren't working about our relationship, and that has to die as well in order for us to have any sort of rebirth. But I'm also feeling very clear about what I do need in a partner and what I do want in a partner, and I'm just learning more about myself through this process. There's so many different pieces of me, right? So in this moment, there's a piece of me that is ready to charge in the world and move my mission forward in a more powerful way. There's a part of me that's totally in agony, totally devastated, missing her, loving her. There's a part of me that feels like it's just the right thing from above, the right thing to be single and to be moving on my way. And then there's a part of me that wants to be together with her at all costs, to make it work no matter what. All of these parts exist, and I haven't landed in my ultimate truth. But what I will say again is that breakups are an incredible learning experience, an incredible opportunity, if handled correctly, to transform your life. Because, see, there were a lot of spiritual and emotional teachings that I had been taught over the years that didn't really seep in. They couldn't really get in because there was a wall that I built around my heart that simply was never penetrated, and it closed probably because of my relationship with my mom, right? Or my relationship with my dad. This is the nature of humanity, is our relationship with our parents it informs our life unless we do some real work around it, right? So something was closed. I never opened it in full to a woman until Sidney. And that's when I opened everything. I opened my whole essence to her in every way, shape, or form that I knew how to. And when we broke up, that cut of a loss, the wound, the devastation, is an open vessel for more light to get in. See, all these teachings that I had been taught, and all these things, and the Clairvision school, and forces of light that wanted to work through me, couldn't fully work through me because I had a wall and a barrier. And now these forces and this emotional knowing and this inner peace and the light of God, honestly, the light of God is coming into me and into my heart in a deep, deep, deep way that was previously unavailable. So that's the gift of being in a relationship, of opening to that degree. One might say, like, what is the point of going through this heartbreak? What is the point? This is the conventional thought, like, why would I open again after going through after opening, giving my whole essence to this woman and for each other, and then having, the rug ripped out from underneath me, which, by the way, I had to move out of the house as well, right? So there's the home and my woman, both, boom, like that, right? Hello. So the one would ask, why would you ever open again after an experience like that, right? And the reason you open again is because the pain is for something. See, conventional thought or the mind wants to say, like, this is agonizing. Why would I ever go here again? Why would I ever do a relationship again? Why would I ever choose to do this to myself again with any other woman? I'm going to be closed. I'm going to fuck girls. I'm going to have multiple partners. And that's like the conventional male mind. That's where it goes when it opens and then gets crushed, right? But the truth is that opening is the essence of a spiritual warrior. You open no matter what the potential consequences are, no matter what the potential pain. And at the end of the day, that pain allows more of you to incarnate, more of your light and your essence to come into your body. That's what's happening to me right now. I know I may look tired right now or look beat up, but if you tune into me on an energetic level, I'm more at peace and more centered than probably my entire existence of this YouTube channel. There's more light and more of Josh in my body than ever before. So that's a beautiful thing. That's what we're searching for. We're searching for ourselves. These partners are people to take us closer to ourselves. And if you really get lucky and you know how to do the work properly and you have good coaches, they can be your life partners. Unfortunately, this wasn't that as of now. But I just want to harp again on the fact that the masterful way of dealing with breakups and I say this with 7 days of experience under my belt, as if that's a lot, is to really come back to you, to really allow your divine light to come into that cut and that wound and fill it. Because I must admit I got a little lost. I lost myself in this relationship. And that's part of what I was resenting and hating. So we can't be super strong for a partner when we can only be as strong for a partner as connected we are to ourselves. So really the work again is coming back. And the only way I know how to do this is with a real true masterful practitioner. I don't have any practical advice as far as like love or surrender or telling yourself that you love yourself. All these things are going to help, but really from this past week, I can tell you that having a real maestra to guide me through this process, who the lady's name is Samantha Keene. That's the lady who's guiding me through this. I've known her for years, and this is the first time I've worked with her on a one-on-one capacity. But it's exactly what I need, and she's a clairvision practitioner. But the point I'm trying to make here is that it requires assistance to really move through a breakup in a victorious way. Victorious meaning becoming more of you. Requires a real master to hold space for you. And the other options of drinking and running away from it and finding a new partner, like, they just won't actually heal you. They're all Band-Aids, and this thing will seep up to the surface at some point in the future. So again, being fully in that experience of death and grief and heartbreak and the new you is the ticket to freedom and is the ultimate way of achieving harmony as quickly as possible after a breakup. That's what I'm going for, at least right now. And I'm saying all of this with an immense amount of grief behind my words, an immense amount of sadness. But I just want you all to know, if you have gone through a breakup or if you're going through one now, that it's a beautiful, potent medicine. And more so than me teaching you a lesson in this video is just me sharing my heart with you and you guys holding space for me. And this is the way I journal. This is how I journal. So this is my journal entry to you. It just so happens that a few thousand people read my journal every time I write it, right? So I hope this message heals you, helps you, and gives you an experience of love and gives you an experience of anything is possible. And I do see a massive trajectory coming for the next year for me. And it also doesn't matter what I accomplish, what's to come. My mission is to help humanity. However that translates into my accomplishments, or how it looks on a personal level, or when you Google my name, what comes up, so it is, whatever it may be. But I am so fucking devoted to the transformation of consciousness on this planet. I am so sick of seeing the pain and the suffering and the unconsciousness. And that's what I'm devoted to. And I will give my entire life in this lifetime to doing whatever I can as one human being. All right, that's all I got for you. Peace.